Hey fasters, time for another video. It's easy, just don't eat. That's what many people think fasting is about. Well, such an assumption can make your fasting experience a lot harder than it should be. Fasting can be dangerous if not done correctly. Instead of assuming things, why don't you learn how to make fasting easier to avoid disappointment along the way? Because in today's video, you'll learn 4 food groups that make fasting difficult. Before we get started, welcome to All About Fasting. My name is Christian and I've been practicing intermittent fasting for 4 years now. In this channel, I talk about intermittent fasting and natural weight loss content so you can live a whole lot longer. If that sounds exciting to you, tap the subscribe button so you won't miss my weekly videos. Whether you're looking to simply pep up your fitness routine, jazz up your diet with mouth-watering low-calorie recipes, or want to get your act together and significantly drop that number on your scale, I've got you covered. You may undertake fasting for spiritual purposes, religious reasons, health improvement, or even weight loss. To make sure you do it properly, you must prepare adequately and choose the correct time frame when it is more beneficial for you to go hungry. But what about food? What goes into our body is often overlooked. What we eat directly impacts the quality of our fasting lifestyle. It is pivotal that you understand the food that makes fasting hard. Number 1. Are you riding the blood sugar roller coaster? Most roller coasters are fun. Your stomach is full of butterflies, anticipating the unknown, the gigantic ups and downs, the delightful dizziness in your head. Most roller coaster rides last 2 to 3 minutes. Now, imagine riding a roller coaster all day long. No, thank you. While it's fun for a few minutes at an amusement park, when it comes to everyday living, riding the blood sugar roller coaster day in and day out is exhausting. It depletes you of energy, focus, and sets you up for weight gain. It's no way to live. You know you've been for a ride when you're constantly fighting sugar cravings, having trouble focusing, struggling to fall or staying asleep, experiencing mood swings, staving off low energy levels, or battling with undesired weight gain or having trouble losing weight. Sounds familiar? Let's get off that roller coaster. But first, we need to know who's to blame for the ride. Minimize all forms of sugar: glucose, sucrose, fructose, corn syrup, agave, honey, pure maple syrup, and fruit juice. Read ingredients and nutrition facts. Sugars are found in over 80% of all foods sold in supermarkets, including sauces, condiments, salad dressings, and salty snack foods. Your blood sugar levels, which were spiked by the carbs, now drop once that sugar is stored in your cells. Anything that goes up must come down. Thanks a lot, Isaac Newton. The more carbs you eat in shorter time intervals causes your blood sugar levels to hit their greatest highs and lows. I'm referring to the vicious cycle of spikes and drops in blood sugar levels that happens when following the standard American diet, an eating regimen consisting of a high intake of carbohydrates with minimal healthy fats and sporadic protein. However, it can be changed. Think about what foods are triggers for binge eating during low blood sugars for you, and what foods you have more control over. Once you've got your designated foods, use them to come up with a surefire game plan you can use even when you are zombie low on energy. Number 2. Foods that make you insulin resistant. Let's start with oils. These are the inflammatory oils you need to avoid: canola, sunflower, corn, vegetable, safflower, and soybean oil. It's about time that you get to know your oils. Keep the good ones and eliminate the bad ones from your life. The best ones are olive oil and avocado oil. Before I continue, I have a small request. Videos on my channel take considerable time to make because I want to create the best content for you and other viewers. If you can hit the like button, it really helps the channel. And if you want to see more informative videos like this, tap the subscribe button so you won't miss my weekly videos. Fake ingredients. Now, how to spot a fake? It's actually quite tricky. Most products don't list ingredients, and honestly, they just might not tell the truth. A general rule of thumb to identify fake ingredients: anything that says artificial or natural flavorings are fake ingredients. These are the chemicals that cause you to gain weight and make fasting difficult. No fiber. One of the biggest eating challenges is we don't eat enough fiber. When you're eating highly processed foods, you're not eating enough fiber. Highly processed. If you're like the average American, more than half of your diet is filled with processed foods. And that pretty much explains how the US has maintained the rank as the world's most obese nation. The solution: Eat less processed foods. This may seem like a no-brainer, but it's worth saying because these are the carbs that spike blood sugar most. Choose carbs that give you the biggest bang for your buck, like berries, spinach, sweet potatoes, and kale. Number 3. Artificial sugars. It includes NutraSweet, aspartame, Splenda, sucralose, Sweet and Low, and other brands of artificial sweeteners. The people who have been dieting with diet drinks or looking for products with no sugar but artificial sweeteners are making themselves insulin resistant and are making it extremely hard to fast. Cut it out immediately. In my ebook all about fasting, The Ultimate Guide to Intermittent Fasting, I've shared my recipes to maximize the health benefits of fasting. By using the code AAF5, you can get $5 off the ebook. Make sure to check the link in the description. Number 4. Obesogens. Have you ever been in a situation when you're gaining weight but you don't understand why you're gaining weight? The simple answer is because you've been exposed to a family of chemicals called obesogens. Obesogens are artificial chemicals believed to contribute to obesity. Technically, they're not food, but their particles may be transferred and infused with food. They are found in various food containers, baby bottles, toys, plastics, cookware, and cosmetics. When these chemicals enter your body, they can disrupt its normal function and promote fat gain. BPA plastics. Think about it. Plastic bottles sitting in your car makes you gain weight. Bisphenol A or BPA is a synthetic compound found in many types of products including baby bottles, plastic food and beverage containers, as well as metal food cans. It has been in commercial use for many decades. But recent studies have shown that high levels may cause harm to both lab animals and humans. BPA's structure resembles estradiol, which is the most important form of the female sex hormone estrogen. As a result, BPA binds to estrogen receptors inside the body. It appears that the time of greatest sensitivity to BPA is in the womb. Interestingly, 96% of pregnant women in the US test positive for BPA in their urine. Multiple studies have associated BPA exposure with weight gain and obesity in both lab animals and humans. Phthalates. Phthalates are chemicals used to make plastics soft and flexible. They are found in various products, including food containers, toys, beauty products, pharmaceuticals, shower curtains, and paint. These chemicals can easily leach out of plastics and contaminate foods, water supply, and even the very air we breathe. Atrazine. Atrazine is one of the most widely used herbicides in the US. It has been banned in Europe for over a decade because of groundwater contamination. Atrazine is also an endocrine disruptor, and several studies show that exposure correlates with birth defects in humans. In the US, there is an overlap between the areas that use the most atrazine and the prevalence of obesity. It's in anything that's not organic. Anything that doesn't say organic has the potential that atrazine is sprayed on it. Organotines. Organotines are a class of artificial chemicals used for various industrial purposes. One of them is called tributyltin, or TBT. It is used as a fungicide and applied to boats and ships to prevent the growth of marine organisms on the hull. It is also used in wood preservatives and some industrial water systems. Tributyltin is harmful to marine organisms and has been banned by various regulatory authorities. In another study in mice, tributyltin exposure for 45 days caused weight gain and fatty liver disease. Now, as you learn to fast, let's go back to organic food and get the ultimate results we're hoping for. Here's some useful additional tips. Take control of your eating. Allowing yourself to experience hunger and to see how little food it takes to feel full again is a huge help in taking control of your eating. Distract yourself. When you feel that hunger pan, distract yourself. Have a glass of water or a cup of herbal tea. Start doing something else to keep the thought of hunger away. If you're an exercise freak, you could go for a run. Otherwise, watch television or go out for a movie. Ignore the pangs. The pangs come in bursts, but they will subside if you ignore them. Once you successfully ignore the first bout of pangs, you will reach a plateau when you won't feel hungry. Lastly, be mindful not to overeat. It can be easy to overeat between fasting periods. Although fasting doesn't emphasize what you eat as much as when you eat, it's not designed to be an excuse to eat unhealthy foods. Overeating and eating junk food between fasting periods can cancel out the health benefits of fasting. Instead, choose minimally processed whole foods as much as possible for the most overall health benefits. That's it for today, folks. What are the foods that make fasting hard for you? Let me know in the comments. If you have any more questions on what food to eat, leave them down below and I'll try to get to all of them in future videos. Want to watch the next best recommended video for you? Click that video on the right.